Well, welcome back everybody. Hopefully we have a working lobby here for part 2. So the main race, we managed to get only a lap and a bit in before we had quite a lot of desyncs. So everybody back in, grid as it was. Benny, I believe, is still going to go wide at turn number 1 and make his way from the back of the grid, do a last to first challenge. So a bit of an unorthodox way to do it. You normally don't qualify and start at the back, but Benny will pull over, let everybody past, and then look to overtake him again. So let's have a look, see what tyres everybody has gone for. Pretty similar to before. Looks like Hummer might have changed to the hards for the mediums. Double and Hammer's the same. Pretty much everybody else are the same. So a couple of changes, but you know, can rightly do that. That's not a problem. So graphic there saying medium to hard or soft medium medium. As I say, I think the medium to soft can be done at a stretch. Medium to hard is obviously the optimal or the preferred strategy, but a lot does depend on safety car timing. So Benny coming round towards the hotel section. So no disqualifications this time round, so everybody should start on nice warm tyres. See what camera angle we get for the start. Might jump on board. So it looks like the grid is formed now, and we are ready for the start of the race with 3 red lights, 4, 5 red lights. Lights are out and away we go, and it looks like another good start by Benny there. Trying to see who has the better start. So Benny will go wide again. Hummers takes the lead. Bob spun round the outside. This could get a little bit fruity going up into turn number 2. It's not the first time we've seen cars out there. Unfortunately, Hummer getting caught on the inside. We've got a virtual safety car immediately. But yeah, Hummer getting caught on the inside of Bob Spun. There is not much grip on the outside. Looks like he lost it and headed off into the barrier. So unfortunate there for Hummer. I think his bad luck this season has continued. Hopefully he'll come back next season and have a bit more luck. But yeah, 2 into 1 around that corner doesn't go. It's there's just not enough grip available. But right, okay, so Bob Spun is in the lead, even though the chart there is saying that Brother Adam is, but Brother Adam, as you can see, is much further down the grid there. So Bob Spun into the lead, Bogorovsky up into, well, second place, and Hammer's third. So a good start for the Alfa Romeo boys there. Bob Spun picking up a drive-through penalty, speeding under virtual safety car. That's not what he wants at all. That is going to ruin his race, drop him to the back of the field. Need to serve that within, I think it's 5 laps. But yeah, picking up the fastest lap there, but would do if he was going a tad too quick. Right, so jumping on board, we've got a bit further back, so Benny already making his way past his teammate up into 11th, and he'll be on the chase for composite. So a bit further back, see what is going on. So biggest gainer again is Hammer's making up 4 positions, but Bog up 3 positions. So Hammer's about Thought he was going to take his teammate then, but it looks like they will work together. They've got double just behind in the Williams, so they need to break that. Try and get a second clear. Obviously the timings at the moment are a bit all over the place, so I'm trying hard not to miss anything, but it's a bit of a mess out there at the moment. So okay, right, let's go back to the front again. So Bob Spun taking the lead at the moment, but does have that virtual safety car speeding infringement, so has to do a drive-through penalty. Is going to drop him pretty much to, well, he will back of the grid, although we have Ralph 6 seconds back, so obviously got it. Oh, jeez, and that's Bob Spun is out. Coming out of that final corner, had a bit of a Kai moment, got onto the throttle far too early, and flung across into the wall. I say a Kai moment, those that are not new to the channel will remember a few seasons back, Lunatic Kai leading at Abu Dhabi, literally coming around the last corner and crashing into the wall, probably less than a metre from the finish line, and missing out on the win. But we have a full safety car now, so it'll give the field a chance to bunch up. It'd be nice if the timing tower could sort itself out as well. I think the positions are correct, even if the timings aren't, are they? No, positions aren't right either, so. Okay, but anyway, so Bogorovsky into the lead. As they would have taken the lead with Bob Spun having a drive-through penalty anyway. Unfortunately, Bob, winner of 2 races this year, ends the season early. As we stand, Bogorovsky leading the way with his teammate Hammers in at second place. Double just behind in the Williams. Obviously will close up under the safety car. They've got Brother Adam in the Aston Martin, Skipper's McLaren, and then Connor in the second Aston Martin. So Aston Martin's in 4th and 6th, so good points for them. Second Williams of Scully in 7th place. Man Like Donkey dragging his Williams from the back, the Ferrari even, from the back of the grid up into 8th position. We've got second McLaren of Composite in 9th. Benny has pitted. What's Benny going for? Is he going to swap? If he goes onto the hards till the end, that is going to be a big feat. 25 laps roughly he'll be doing. Has he gone on to? Yeah, gone onto the hards. So Benny is done for his pit stops for the day and comes out in 11th place. Obviously will be able to close up on the field. I think he'll still stay ahead of Ralph as well, which he does. So stays to 11th position and has made his mandatory pit stop change. So we'll keep an eye on Benny, see how he progresses. Let's have a quick look at the tyres again. I say Scully up into 7th on those softs. And then we've got a gaggle of medium runners, but the 2 hard runners in 2nd and 3rd as well, sitting pretty at the moment. I mean, obviously Bogorovsky will look at taking those mediums as far as he can, perhaps going onto the softs. But if there is a safety car, I'd say probably within the next 3 or 4 laps, I think he might be tempted to go onto the hards, but we would see. Hopefully there won't be another safety car. Okay, so safety car is coming in this lap, so Bog will become the de facto pace car, and he will decide when to go. Is he going to go early, or is he going to wait till the last corner? Obviously, with his teammate behind him, does have a bit of a blocker. Go. So Bog getting a good start there. As I say, I think Hammer's just pulling or holding back a little bit just to give his teammate the best possible chance, and the tower has now sorted itself out, which is good. So right, let's stick back to the front. So Bog currently in the lead, a second clear of his teammate, who is nearly a second clear of the Williams behind. Skipper looking a little bit punchy though behind. Brother Adam wants to get past him as quick as we can, and looks like we've got some damage a bit further back. Connor and Scully is getting involved ever so slightly in composite. One of the biggest losers there. So Benny also making a gain now up into... Did he get past his teammate? He gets past Pavlosidor now. He does have composite right up his backside as well. So Benny now round the outside of Scully. So Scully's struggling to get the temperature into those softs at the restart. And Benny already up into 8th place. Apologies, I missed a double getting past Hammers there as well. I'm assuming that was down the straight into turn number 9, the new loop there. But Bog's gone, 3 seconds gone already. A small group just behind double here. A bit of a gap down to Scully. I'm not sure if DRS is not enabled yet. We need to wait for another lap after the safety car. Benny going for the move on a man like Donkey and makes it look easy up into 7th place. Although man like Donkey fighting a bit around the outside, doesn't give up the pace that easily, but Benny has the pace advantage and moves himself up into 7th place now. And he will very, very soon be past Connor. From behind. Oh, Hammers is round. I thought I saw a car off on the side there. So Hammers is going to try his own last to first. So right back to the front. Bogorovsky 3.5 seconds clear of double. Has lost his rear gunner now with Hammers having a bit of a spin and dropping to the back of the grid, but 3 3/4 second gap. Still has to make a pit stop, obviously a bit further back. Benny doesn't need to make a pit stop. So Benny looking in a really good position again after pulling over and dropping to the back of the grid on purpose. Connor and Benny exchanging positions there. So Benny up into 5th position. It hasn't taken him long at all to work his way back up there. Skipper looking for the move on Brother Adam, doesn't quite make it. Looks like man like Donkey and Havoc Connor. We had a few position changes there, so sorry I couldn't keep up with them all. We've got a nice gaggle of cars here that seem to be battling away and changing positions pretty much lap after lap, which is good to see. So lap 7 coming up to completion of 29. Approaching quarter distance. So Brother Adam now becoming that bottleneck and could become Bogorovsky's best friend if he can keep the likes of Skipper and Benny behind. But Benny seems to have such a pace advantage around here. Well, in fact, in every race so far. Just needs to be patient here and he will pick up the position. To say he's in a fantastic position. He's only 5, 7, maybe 8 seconds behind Bogorovsky, and Bogorovsky still having to pit. So just a little bit of patience by the new champion. And he's picking up time penalty there. Brother Adam losing 2 positions on one straight. The skipper up into third in the McLaren, Benny just behind him. Or should I say Benny just ahead of him. Benny flashing has used a lot of ERS to make his way up the grid. So we'll struggle a bit as the race goes on with no ERS or DRS, so he needs to try and recover that as much as he can. Ideal with, mind you, looking at the gap, it's tumbling to double. I don't think it's going to be long before he's in his DRS zone and can then save. Oh, Connor losing the back end a bit out of the final turn, but managing to gather it and keeps himself ahead of Composite, so he'll be back on the hunt for Man Like Donkey just ahead of him now. And Man Like Donkey himself is looking to make a move on Brother Adam. So 0.3 behind will be entering the DRS, and Brother Adam, I do not believe, will have it from Skipper. So it should be a sitting duck here for Man Like Donkey. They open up that DRS, little squirt of ERS, and makes the move heading down towards the chicane. Hammer's pumping in 26.6 there. Assuming we might have put a set of well, fresh mediums or softs. Let's have a look just to see what tyres everybody is on. Hammers, yeah, fresh set of mediums. So making the most of those at the moment. So Bog 4.2 seconds clear of double. So still needs to make that pit stop. Benny Bruno third place, 1.2 seconds behind double. So closing in, will soon be within that DRS zone. He's already in that DRS zone and will be able to recoup some of his ERS there. So Ralph and Composite exchanging positions there. I think Composite might have had one of those squirmy moments coming out of the pits, or coming out the final turn, sorry. Scully into the pits to get rid of those softs. I would assume he would probably go, he's going to go mediums. So 19 laps, yeah, that's doable. They're going to hurt towards the end, but they will be doable. So Benny up into second place, missed that. I think it was inevitable, to be honest, the time that he was closing in on double. So he will now go on the hunt of Bogorovsky for just over 4.5 seconds behind. But as I've said before, Benny has made his mandatory pit stop. Ralph closing in on the back of Connor. So the Aston Martin's in 6th and 7th, so looking good for them at the moment. But then a few laps ago it was looking really good for Alfa Romeo in 1st and 2nd, and they're now 1st and 12th. So anything can happen, and it normally does, as Murray will give it to them. So 2 retirements, Bob Spun losing it out of the final corner here and crashing into the Etihad barrier on the right there, and Hummer having a slight bit of contact, I think it was, with Bob Spun literally here around about turn number 3. We've seen a lot of cars out of race at that corner, so it's he's within good company, but unfortunately it was looking good for him, obviously just almost taking the lead after Benny pulling over. So jumping back, Skipper, oh, did I miss something there? So Ralph pulling up on Connor now. Connor does have DRS from his teammate in front, so probably just enough to keep himself just ahead there. Getting the better drive there. Oh, damn. Little bit of contact there. I think it was pretty fair, but just a slight bit of contact, kind of losing the front end slightly. I don't think he's got any damage, or perhaps he has, as he's now into the pits. Although probably would just want to ditch those 10 lap old mediums as well. Excuse me. Right, so we've got the Aston Martins are both in, so we've got a double stack, so this is going to cost Connor some time. Hopefully not too bad. Does go on to another set of mediums though, so he will have to stop again. Or has he already stopped? But anyway, gap at the front down to 2.5 seconds. So Benny really has eaten into that. So it was 4.7 seconds at one point. Has also pulled away from double to the tune of nearly 4 seconds. So it's not that I think Bog has is slow by any means. I just think Benny has turned up the wick. I think also 11 lap old Skipper past double as well. So a good move from Skipper. Got a couple of podiums already this year, Skipper, so not surprised to see him up there. Solid driver. So they've been very consistent over the years. And safety car. Why have we got a safety car? Who's off? Who's off? Who have I lost? So it looks like Man Like Donkey has got involved. He's lost his front wing. Pavlosidor is okay. Looks like Scully got his. It's so difficult with the Williams to. No, he's okay. That's okay. Right, so it looks like it might have just been Man Like Donkey that was involved in that. But it is going to start a plethora of pit stops now. Everybody coming in to change on to fresh tyres to take them to the end of the race. Obviously, Benny changing back onto a fresh set of mediums, so has the tyre advantage over Bog. Obviously, those hard tyres will go 16 laps without a problem. Mediums are going to be screaming a little bit towards the end. But this has bunched the field right back up again, so Hammers will probably come in for a fresh set of mediums if he's got them, which he has indeed. So strap a nice fresh set of mediums on and try and make his way up through the field. Obviously, any gaps have now been negated, so he will be on the back of Man Like Donkey. I think the safety car's likely to be out for one more lap. So Bog still in the lead, has now made his mandatory pit stop, so it is now a fight on track as opposed to any strategy involved whatsoever. But Pavlosidor up in the third place in the Alpine as well, so Benny's teammate currently sitting in third place, but does have to make a stop to get rid of those hard tyres, so is somewhat out of position there. Safety car will be out for one more lap. I believe Hammers has caught up at the back, but was probably just a bit late going into sector 3, so the safety car will stay out, but it will definitely be coming in at the end of this lap. Connor now making a pit stop. And he jumps onto a set of hards. So there, again, that will take him easily to the end of the race. So next few laps are going to be vital because Benny needs to get past and build a pretty good gap to Bogorowski, but then he was closing by sort of a second and a half a lap before the safety car. Admittedly, I think Bog's tyres had gone off and Benny was on the better compound at the time. Obviously now both on the same age. Benny with the better grip to start with, but Bog will have more grip as we get towards the end of the race. So Bog now becoming the de facto pace car again. So doesn't have the luxury of his teammate behind him this time. So will be under pressure pretty much from the word go. So needs to make sure he's got enough heat into those hard tyres, because the pressure that Benny is going to put him under shortly is going to be immense. Bog has gone and Benny has read it and Pavlosidor has not. So no one making any moves on the restart. Scully picking up a time penalty there for multiple warnings, so probably just cut the corner ever so slightly. But Benny is a man on a mission. So here he is dumping his ERS. He wants to make this move and get past Bog as quick as he possibly can and build the gap. These two at the front have already pulled a 2-second gap on Pavlosidor, who's being a bit of a bottleneck for Skipper behind. He wants to get past as quickly as he can and makes the move around. Well, what was the inside becoming the outside now, but he's all... Oh no, he's still there. I thought Pavlosidor was further back, but Pav keeping his nose in there, keeping Skipper honest around the outside. Ralph in 6th position at the moment. Connor picking up a penalty for multiple warnings. We'll have a look at penalties in a bit just to see how they're likely to. 25.5 by Benny, 1.4 seconds clear of Bog out the front. Ralph getting a really good drive here, coming up the inside of Double and makes the move stick and up in 5th place. Got some nice battling going on down here at the moment. Ooh, couple going to Hammers going just a little bit wide there, but keeping his foot in there. I think he gave that position back. Oh, a bit of moving in the braking zone and a bit of not braking in the braking zone. Scully is round. I think he got a little bit of a nudge perhaps from a man like Donkey. Got a little bit snarled up in that corner into that section. So Double and Ralph are battling away. Keeping an eye on the front, but Benny just driving away with it at the moment. 3 seconds clear of Bogorowski. Obviously, as I say, does have that tyre advantage. But we have some really nice fighting going on down here, and I'm trying not to miss anything. 25.2 for Benny. DRS is now enabled. So Donkey into the pits and Pavlosidor losing a position to Brother Adam. So dropping down to 7th, starting to struggle a little bit on those hards. No, not there, not there. Not there. Turn 3, not an overtaking position. So Hammers coming. Hammers not being able to make the turn there going into the wall, so Hammers is out and we have another safety car. Now if you're bogged, you come in and pit with a fresh set of mediums on, or do you stick for... it's a difficult one to call now. So Hammers out of the race, so it becomes our third retirement. So our front runner's going to pit. Benny does pit, so I assume Bog will probably do the same. He does indeed. Right, are they going to go softs or are they going to go mediums? So it depends what they have available. Skipper into the pits as well. Ralph continues, so he's quite happy with those mediums. Take them to the end. Double coming in to the pits. Benny going onto a set of softs and Bog onto a set of mediums. Skipper on soft, so again we've got a bit of a traffic light system. Pretty much every... Oh, Connor picking up a 5-second time penalty for speeding. Connor. Composite getting a replacement nose cone for his Williams. So the last one, the pit is going to be Man Like Donkey. Already on a fresh, or was already on a fresh set of softs, whether he'll come in, put another set of softs on, or mediums. So Ralph now leading the way in his AlphaTauri. 5 lap old mediums. Benny on fresh softs in second place. I'm sure he's just winding up that rubber band, ready to let it go and disappear into the distance again. Bog now on mediums rather than the hards. I'm sure he'll be happy about that. So I've lost count of safety cars. I think he's at 3 safety cars, 2 virtual safety cars tonight, and a lobby restart. So we've had pretty much everything towards the end of the season. Right, so quick look at penalties, and then we'll get rid of all graphics. So Connor. 14 seconds, so not been a good day for him. I think he's got 3 exceeding track limit penalties, so that'll be 9 seconds plus the 5 for speeding in the pit lane. It was looking very good for him at one point. Scully with 6 seconds of penalties as well. Apart from that, everybody else pretty clean, but we're not sure obviously how many warnings they've had. So Bog revving the nuts out of his engine there, trying to burn off some fuel. And so with 3 safety cars and 2 virtual safety cars, he's probably got enough to do another race after this. So the field is bunched back together, so I expect it to go at the end of this lap. We'll be back racing again. We'll have 10 laps to go at the end of this one. Scully and Composite, why are they changing positions? 100% sure. Right, okay, but safety car is coming in. Ralph will take the pace. So Benny reacting very well to Bogorovsky's start last time. Bog just wanting to close that up a bit. I think as we're getting through the hotel section, everybody will bunch up. So good to see Ralph at the head of the grid. Had an indifferent season for him. I think missed a few races and also not the best of luck. And he's gone. Did that cave, didn't catch Benny at all. A little bit of a fishtail there for Benny. And Bog a little bit further back. So as we were, the gaps all seem to be pretty well set out, other than Pavlosador, who decides to pit now. So unless he's got damage, I'm not quite sure why he has done that. I'm sure we'll find out in due course. So Ralph and Benny, they're both ex-teammates of mine actually. Ralph in my first ever season that we were racing in a different league. He was my teammate in what were we in? Can't remember now. But yes, I've known him a long time, and Benny, my teammate in season 1. Bogorowski third, another teammate of mine, very good teammate of mine. We won the Constructors a couple of seasons back. He's always a big help to you. Brother Adam looking to make a move around double now. When did Benny get past Ralph? At 1.6 seconds clear already, pretty much. Bog looking to get past Ralph if he can. I think Bog's had 3 podiums this year. So looking to make it a 4th. Was unlucky not to win last time out in Qatar. Unfortunately, a shortage of fuel put pay to his charge in the last couple of laps. Otherwise, I think he would have been standing on the top of the grid. Brother Adam is closing in, but doesn't want to use all his DRS. DRS will be enabled next lap. And that's when I think we'll see some of the moves. Scully up the inside, missed his braking point completely there, comes back on in front of Composite. I'm not sure that was the safest, but it certainly wasn't as bad as a lot that I've seen. Right, so Ralph losing out to Bog as well. Sorry, Bog, I missed that one as well whilst I was looking a little bit further down. Brother Adam is all over the back of double though, returning to catch at least one overtake today. Could be Skipper. Benny 24.7 is ridiculous time. The DRS now enabled, so this is where I think we're going to see a few chopping and changing of positions, certainly for those that are outside of the DRS zone. I think we're going to find they're going to struggle and just drop back a little bit. Scully just outside of that second at the moment. Needs to just close up by 10th and a half by the DRS if he can, but I think it's a bit late there. So Skipper now with DRS closing in, not the place to make an overtake. Line it up ready for the next straight, which I think they are doing here. So Skipper just dropping a bit further back there, not getting a good exit through that chicane. Okay, so Brother Adam still dicing to try and get past double. While Benny at the front, 3.5 seconds clear of Bog, who's pulled out a 2.5 second gap on Ralph, but Skipper is all over his backside. It's going to be long before Skipper makes that move. He's just going to be up the inside here. I don't think so. I think he's going to line it up and look at attacking with DRS down here. But again, it's not. You don't really want to make the overtake on the first section here because you can just so easily get overtaken on the second section again. Further back, we're going on. Man like Donkey going for the move up the inside of Composite. And makes a double move, actually. Moves up the inside of Scully as well, but then loses the position to Scully and to Composite. So makes up 2 places and loses 2 places. Well, probably a little bit too deep into that sector there. But he makes the move again, going down into turn number 9. So Man Like Donkey up into 7th position. So Skipper is past Brother Adam and has pulled out a 2.5 second gap. So I'm wondering if there might have been just a little bit of rubbing there. But Skipper coming off better now, up into 3rd position. So taking that last step on the podium. And just keeping an eye on Bob as well. 4.9 seconds behind Benny now. Oh, Man Like Donkey going to Scully, getting completely out of shape there. Managing to keep 4 tyres on the track, which is the main thing. Now got Composite behind him and putting him under pressure, but will have the DRS from being behind Scully. Scully looking to close in on a Man Like Donkey. Man Like Donkey trying to make a move on double, so we've got a bit of a quartet here. 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, sorry, 5, quintet of drivers. And then the rest of them are pretty spread out now. So Bob 5.4 seconds behind, so losing about half a second a lap currently to Benny. Whether Benny's tyres are going to go off and Bob will draw that in, or whether he's timed it, will have to wait and let's see. What Man Like Donkey wanting now to get past double and get on up the road. Whether he can catch Brother Adam or whether 5th place would be his limit, we'll have to see what the tyre situation is. Nobody on very old tyres. Obviously those 7-lap-old softs are going to be starting to lose their best. Kind of lining up a move on Scully now. Obviously with those 14 seconds worth of penalties though. Oh! Scully hitting the back of him and Connor there going to... That was... Who's that? Oh, he ghosted. He ghosted. I'm right. Virtual safety car. So Connor, I think, getting caught up a little bit with Composite and Scully. I think Scully may have been the instigator of that, just braking a little bit late and hitting the back of Connor, which then sent him into Composite, which caused them to spin. Scully picking up a 5-second penalty there to add to the 5 that he's already got. And the 9 that he's already got. So Connor with 19 seconds and Scully with 17 seconds now. So it seems to be it's a battle between those two to see who can get the most penalties, I think. So Scully coming into the pits, picking up a 5-second penalty. I think he's probably had enough today. But you've got 3 or 4 laps left. Oh, double picking up a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. So it's all going a little bit tits up at the end here, but Hey, what happened to Benny? I would, Jesus, I'm missing everything. I mean, Bog is now 3.1 seconds in the lead. Benny must have had a moment under the virtual safety car and has dropped 2 positions and probably, about 10 seconds I think he's lost overall. So down into 3rd place. We'll see if he can close in. He's got brother Adam on the back of him now, so I wonder if those softs might have just fallen off a cliff. But what's Skipper on? Skipper's also on. Oh, Benny pitted. Oh, well, that explains it then. Completely missed that, but Benny has pitted for fresh softs and he's now going to go on a 3 or 4 lap rampage to try and catch and pass Bogorovsky for the lead. So certainly not doing it the easy way, but that explains it. So Benny up in the second. Where's Skipper? Something funny might be going on here, but anyway, Benny back up into 2nd place on a fresh set of softs and is now on the hunt. After Bogorovsky, we have 3 laps to go, including the one that we are on. Is it going to be enough for Bog to keep Benny behind? But Benny is dragging Skipper with him as well. I think Skipper obviously within that DRS zone, using a bit of VRS as well just to keep up. It's a wise decision because it's pulled him 2.2 seconds clear of brother Adam. So looking pretty for 3rd place and another podium for Skipper this season. So gap down to 1.9 seconds. So I do think Benny is going to catch Bog. It's just a matter of whether he can get past. Obviously with the big 2 DRS zones here. 1.1 seconds. The only advantage Bog has here is he does have an awful lot more ERS, so can use that to defend. Now under half a second, so I expect Benny to be leading by the end of this straight here. So whether Bog fights it or whether Bog just sits behind him and then looks to try and get as close as he can and make a move on the last lap of the race. So Bog's not really using his ERS, so he's just so this is where I think Benny is likely to go for a move. He's flashing with his ERS, so we'll use the DRS to his advantage. Bog defensive on the inside there, and rightly so. Benny going a little bit wide, not being able to make that move. We'll just have to sit behind now, going through the hotel section, probably down the start-finish line. Look at making the move on one of the straights, but you don't want to make that move too early and do it on the straight 1 and then lose out on straight 2. Bog will be well aware of that as well. A little bit close there. I think that's the pace difference between the 2 tyres. Obviously Bog on older mediums and Benny on a nice fresh set of sticky softs. So last lap of the last race of season number 8, division number 3. Drivers champion Benny chasing after constructors champion Bogorovsky for the win. Double has come into the pits. I'm going to serve that drive through, so let's get back to the front. I don't want to miss this here. I think Benny, Benny backs out of it as well, so they are both low on ERS. I think Benny is in a bit of a better position, does have the DRS and the ERS, so I'm sure we'll be looking at making a move here. And Bob just has to watch. There's not a lot he can do about that. Benny flashing away. Skipper dropping 4.2 seconds off, or 4 seconds back now. from this battle, so obviously wasn't able to keep up the pace with Benny and drag himself along to Bogorovsky, but still will be happy with third position. Man like Donkey closing in on the back of Brother Adam. But let's go back to the front. So Benny coming round to complete his last, or pole to last to first challenge, and crosses the line a second clear of Bogorovsky. Skipper bringing it home third for the McLaren. Fourth is going to be Brother Adam in the Aston Martin. And Man like Donkey recovering from at the back of the grid to fifth place. Composite going to bring the McLaren home in sixth position. A good day for McLaren with third and sixth. Ralph going to come home in seventh, leading at one point, but I think the tyres falling off and struggling towards the end. Double is now going to come along to finish 8th. Velocidor is going to be the last to finish. So Benny Beno taking his 6th victory of the season. I think he got fastest lap as well, plus pole position. So another hat-trick. I think that's probably 4, maybe 5 hat-tricks that he's had this year. So a totally dominant season, and deserved drivers champion. So Bog putting up a good fight today, just coming up short on that final run, I think, with the tyre difference, but a good result from Bogorovsky. I think it might move him up in the championship. Not quite sure where we are for third place. Obviously first and second being occupied by Benny and Hammers. I think it was then a battle for third place between Bob, who didn't finish, Pac-Man, who didn't race, and Bog was on 99, so we'll pick up 18. I think Bog will jump himself up into 4th place in the final standing, so a good season for him. But as I say, really good season for... Why? Right, okay, anyway. So the race results, Benny Beno taking his 6th victory of the season, and rightly so good. Fastest lap 24.726, way quicker than anybody else as well. Bog taking 2nd place in the Alfa Romeo Skipper, in 3rd for McLaren, rounding out the podium. Then we have Brother Adam, Composite, Ralph, Double, Pavlosidor, Man Like Donkey, and Havoc Connor rounding out the top 10. Connor not actually finishing at the end there, so never mind. But Scully is 11th. I mean, these do not finish as Scully in 11th, 12th, Hammers, Bob Spun 13th, and Hummer in 14th. So that brings a close to season number 8. Thank you ever so much for joining me. I hope you have enjoyed yourself. I've really enjoyed the racing. It's been a great season. So many congratulations to Benny, who's been the dominant driver this year and deserved drivers champion. Bogorovsky and Hammers for the constructors title. They've both been pretty consistent this year and brought home big points. And to everybody else for A, taking part, and B, for the for some of the battling out there. It's been really good to watch, and I'll look forward hopefully to commentating on you next season. So for myself, Nellboy, thank you ever so much for tuning in, and we'll be back soon.